Alright guys, I just got off the phone with BXBeastboy, because I'm 13, I'm a teenager.
God damn, his voice is adorable. I don't know how old he is, but this sounds amazing.
It genuinely made me feel really icky, actually.
Having a good old time. Look kind of weird.
You getting backstage, man. If I go to Michigan, you're definitely coming backstage.
Oh, sweet, man.
If he really is a real person, that kid, then not only that, it's kind of creepy given some of the stuff that was actually spoken about in that Discord server and in some of BX's videos.
These motherfuckers that be talking shit on YouTube, I got your names, brothers.
What would he do with the male moderators?
He would want to send us to dig dirt on people.
Your whole moniker is beat that ass?
Yeah.
But it was like, yeah, but you're a gangster who likes K-pop, 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 K-pop.
I need everybody watching this to refrain from seeking out anyone mentioned or featured in this video and harassing them in any way. If something has been censored, it's been censored for a reason, so respect that, please. This isn't meant to cancel, deplatform, or shame anybody. Everyone has the right to speak their mind and do what they want with the internet, as long as they aren't taking advantage of others that may be in a vulnerable position. So with that being said, I'm putting this out there to ensure that no one is being victimized, and if they are, well then that shit is stopping right ass now. I'm just here to present the facts and leaving it up to you to figure out what's going on here. Trigger warning. Alleged gaslighting of minors, individuals with mental health issues, and individuals on the spectrum. Also, if you hear cockadoodles in the background, I'm sorry. I own a rooster now and he does what he wants. Alright then, let's go. BXBeastboy is a 30-year-old YouTuber that has over the course of 6 years attempted to gain notoriety online via several different usernames, personas, and shadeball tactics. He has stopped at nothing to feed his fragile ego by creating outlandish backstories of fame and success while taking advantage of vulnerable and trusting individuals unfortunate enough to fall into his path. Now, while this is somewhat the type of video I usually produce, there will be far less jokes due to the fact that the subject matter I will be dealing with is extremely serious, as it delves into particularly sensitive issues such as predatory behavior and the abuse of both minors and individuals dealing with mental health issues. I also will attempt to narrate this as objectively as possible, because I'm sure BXBeastboy will stop at nothing to attempt to have this video removed, as he has done in the past with other videos, and I believe it is extremely important that the community be notified of this grown man's behavior. Let me just say, it is the hardest thing I've ever had to do, not ripping the dog shit out of this guy. But this is not about me. It's about the alleged victims. So I'm gonna spare the theatrics of building up to the most egregious transgressions here, because this isn't for views or entertainment. This is so we can stop this bullshit before it gets worse. With that being said, I'm gonna jump into the most disgusting shit to prove just how bad it is, and then we'll break down exactly where this guy came from.
Me react to this video of somebody reacting to me following them.
Yeah.
Seems a cool kid.
Did you just hear that, bro? He said I was a cool kid.
The following videos are from late 2018 from a 13-year-old boy's YouTube channel. I have censored his face as well as altered his voice in order to respect his privacy. I have not reached out to him for comment, as I do not believe any of this is his fault, and he may very well prefer to put this all behind him, and I request that no one else look for his page either. At some point in late 2018, BXBeastboy reached out to this child on what appeared to be Twitter. I repeat, the child did not find him. BXBeastboy reached out to him. At the time, BXBeastboy's Twitter following was approximately 50,000 followers, and this obviously impressed the young boy to the point that he made a video and posted it to his YouTube page, expressing how exciting it was that a Twitter user with such a substantial following was now showing him attention by following him back. Remember that follower count for later. At this time, BXBeastboy was in his late 20s, approximately 28 as he is 30 years old now. Now, any responsible adult upon seeing a young supporter post a video like this may just like the video. Perhaps I would even leave a comment of gratitude for the support. But BXBeastboy, being the narcissist he is, in need of self-gratification, decided to make an entire video reacting to the young boy's video and posted it on his very own YouTube channel. While this is already, in my opinion, weird as f, he decides to act like this throughout the entire video.
I'll f with this kid. I'll teach him how to rap. He may be my artist eventually. I'm high as fuck right now. I probably won't even remember doing this.
Now, while it is wildly irresponsible to act like this reacting to a 13-year-old boy's video, you know, glorifying being high and all, to me, it doesn't even seem like he's high. It's almost like he's putting on some sultry voice and cool attitude like he was a teenager himself, trying to impress a love interest maybe? Allegedly. Then again, that is just my speculation. Obviously the child found this to be so cool he made his own video reacting to BXBeastboy's reaction. In fact, that's the only way I even found out about Beastboy's original reaction video, because he has since deleted it from his own channel. Now why would he do that? So now at this point, I would hope everybody watching this is completely bugging out and hoping that it ended there. No, it did not end there. At some point it appears that this child and Beastboy exchanged contact information, which somehow culminated in an over 20-minute, unmonitored, recorded conversation that this 13-year-old boy then posted to his YouTube channel. Again, there is no trace of anything like this on BXBeastboy's current channel. In fact, Beastboy's channel has been completely scrubbed in the past few months, only going back as far like 9 or 10 months ago. Yet he forgot to pay as much attention to his Facebook page. More on that later. Now, of course, his 20-minute conversation is labeled as an interview on the teen boy's channel, but there are many instances that come off extremely absurd.
Yeah, man, I watched some of your videos. You're pretty dope.
Why are you watching this boy's videos and giving him feedback? He didn't ask for that.
The first person that gave me attention for rap was Fergie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a chance to freestyle for her one day, and she told me that like I was next.
Fergie, bruh? Really? Where'd you meet Fergie? Yeah, and she said, okay, you're next.
You got certain rappers that they portray a gangster image when they're not really that gangster.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your friendly neighborhood gangster, BXBeastboy.
There are multiple instances where you hear a baby screaming in the background.
And I hope most of my supporters don't think like that.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of, X, speaking of, X, you're 13 and like doing YouTube, that's hard, because you can't have what other people have to do YouTube. You can't have what other people have to do YouTube. You got in a lot of trouble, man?
Oh, of course, man. Like, you're young, you're around doing just dumb stuff with your friends.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Another opportunity to be an adult and not gloat, but he shows off.
Oh, of course, man.
Doesn't he kind of sound like he's talking to a girl on a date? Like, bro, raise your voice. This is a child you're on the phone with.
And I ran right to a monkey bar and almost paced.
Oh, I actually seen the video where you was talking about that. I was wondering what happened. But shit, I'm glad you're okay.
Something about the way he says that is so fucking creepy to me.
Oh, I actually seen the video where you was talking about that. I was wondering what happened.
Shit, I'm glad you're okay. Like, have you ever been to, Michigan?
Nah, I haven't. Not yet. I definitely will, especially if I go on tour with this album.
Yeah, dude, if you go to Michigan, I'll come see you, man.
Yeah, you getting backstage, man. If I go to Michigan, you're definitely coming backstage.
Oh, sweet, man.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all. He didn't even give him the chance to say, you know, can I come backstage, or, oh, that'd be cool. No, no, no. You're coming backstage. For what?
I guess that's it.
Cool. If you got any more questions, just let me know, man.
Hey, yeah, if you got any more questions, just let me know, man. He just opens the door for more communication, you know, unmonitored, not letting this child's parents know that you're opening the door for more communication. Hey, man, just hit me up. Because 30-year-old men should be talking to 13-year-old boys. But I digress. There is no evidence to suggest that this boy's parents had any idea that he was having one-on-one conversations with a grown man, and one could say it's extremely irresponsible of Beastboy to be speaking with this child, particularly in this manner, and this is how the conversation went down when he was being recorded. It's safe to say there has at least been one other conversation between the two of them, if not more. Unfortunately, these types of interactions between Beastboy and young teenagers become a trend the more you dig into his various personas and alternate accounts across the internet. One of the most disturbing correlations I have found is that if you were to view a BXBeastboy live stream, you would see very quickly that the majority of his active chatters tend to be women, single mothers to be specific. And as I will point out throughout this video, the BXBeastboy community is the revolving door of scorned and disgruntled moderators and supporters. So every few months he has a whole new group of followers unaware of his true motives. New groups of followers complete with new groups of their children that may not have as much supervision as possible due to the fact that they have working mothers struggling to pay the bills and, you know, possibly send a few donations into BXBeastboy. Makes you wonder why a 30-year-old man that has boasted his gangsterness ways, raps, and loves anime is so interested in doing videos on Micah Stauffer, 8 Passengers, and Jeffree Star. But I'll let you draw your own conclusions. Moving over to the BXBeastboy Facebook page, on the surface it looks like a place for him to just spam his videos, post boomeresque memes, and pretty much get ignored by whoever follows the page. And essentially that is exactly what it is, but he obviously does not pay as much attention to the centering of this page as he does his other social networks. So some unfavorable posts tend to slip through the cracks. For example, back in January, another one of his underage fans decided to cover the BXBeastboy song titled Good Boy. And BXBeastboy, being the narcissist he is, couldn't help but post this video to his YouTube channel and Facebook page, reacting to this child essentially singing to him about being a good boy. You know, just to prove to all those people refusing to give him likes on his awesome Facebook posts that he has a huge audience that loves and supports him. And yes, this video is just as disturbing as the previous ones, complete with calling the obviously prepubescent boy adorable.
Goddamn, his voice is adorable. I don't know how old he is.
Urging him to get sexy with it.
And act like you didn't try to get sexy.
And more.
You tried to get freaky real quick for him.
I like to watch.
Tell it. Don't be afraid. So I can tell that you're getting tired. Man, I want to hear that. I'm about to get up out my seat. Hold on, I don't want to do that.
He obviously knew something about this wasn't right, so he decided to unlist it. Why he didn't delete it, I don't know. But I would assume it's so he can show people, aka other minors, how much his fans love his music. Again, I don't see how any adult can think this behavior is okay, nor do I understand what gives him the idea that it is kosher to communicate so intimately with such young children. As far as how he's amassed such a large following with a demographic of primarily single mothers and teenage boys, well, I have my own theory about that. One of the most suspicious things about the rapidly growing BXBeastboy channel is the ratios of subscribers to actual views. Aside from the SEO-friendly Stauffer videos and a few other stragglers, Most of his videos barely break 2,000 views, if they even break 1,000. Generally, his live streams struggle to break 100 viewers, and he doesn't receive much engagement for a channel with 11,000 plus subscribers and climbing. His Twitter, which boasts an impressive 50,000 followers, rarely gets a retweet or like. Beastboy, obviously called out for this in the past, now has a disclaimer claiming all his followers are ghost. Whatever that means. But in a now deleted video, responding to one of his previous detractors, he claims his Twitter blew up for something a long time ago. Okay, well what? In reality, when you look at the screenshot that the 13-year-old boy that interviewed him posted in his video about Beastboy following him, you can see that back then his followers to following count were almost identical. If you were to look at it now, he only follows a few people yet still has tons of followers. I would assume this was one of those follow for follow farming schemes or just botted. Either way, it's obvious bullshit, something you will see Beastboy is full of on a regular basis. Heading over to Social Blade to check on his YouTube stats, it is clear to see that the numbers look fuckwit. Right around the time a YouTube channel by the name of Zales and Destroy released a video exposing Beastboy, in which one of his smaller arguments was that he did not have a large following, it appears that BXBeastboy's channel started receiving random large infusions of subscribers, yet the views just didn't match up. One would assume, in order to get the edge over Zales and Destroy, as well as rubbing his face that he was wrong about the channel not having a large following, Beastboy probably spent some of his stimulus check on some shiny new subs. But just the subs weren't going to prove how much people loved him. Beastboy probably decided the best way to fake a community of adoring fans would be to buy some comments as well. And see, Beastboy didn't go cheap with his comments. Nah, he wasn't going to buy some random generic comments. He searched for real comments from real people as advertised on tons of sites now. Which brings me to my theory. Generally, what demographic would probably be trying to earn some extra cash by watching drama videos on YouTube and commenting on them? Well, that's right, single mothers. Single mothers with teenage kids that are home all the time now because of the virus and quite possibly may hear their mom in the background watching the live stream of that cool rapper guy with 50,000 Twitter followers that just finished sliding into their DMs asking for their opinion on his sweet new song, Good Boy. Good boy. Allegedly. Regardless of how it happened or whatever trickery Beastboy is using, the growth doesn't appear to be organic. And even if it is, that's not even the whole of the issue. That's not the issue at all. The issue is his behavior regarding minors, as well as his supporters, which I have yet to still get into. But before I do that, we need to backtrack a little bit. I mean, how did this nobody even pop up on my radar? What led me to discover this despicable character, and what would have even led me to do such a deep dive on him? And trust me, I didn't go looking for this shit, but in fact, he came looking for himself, the same way he goes looking for vulnerable people on the internet.
For real, in fact, you can tell Bo Black he got the black card. I got him.
So a few months ago, YouTuber BoBlax retweeted BXBeastboy requesting small commentary channels that are willing to debate contact him. Now, while I had never heard of him, I saw that BoBlax followed him as well as a few other creators I know of, and the dude had 50,000 followers, so why not jump onto a live stream and debate for some fun and exposure? I DM'd BXBeastboy, he gave me a link to his Discord, and within an hour, I was slated to come on and debate on his live channel the following day with another small creator. What was the topic I'd be debating? Whether Pokemon is a thought or not. Yeah. Now that should have been the first sign that Beastboy was a hack, but he was a fellow black/minority creator, and he didn't seem that bad. Being untalented and unimaginative is not a crime. So most people might say this was an attempt for me to clout chase, a social climb, And that's just not accurate at all. Yeah, I want to be seen. So if someone with a large following is going to invite me to participate in a video or a live stream, then yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm not making videos so no one sees them. I'm going to chase that exposure. The difference with me is I'm not going to compromise my integrity for that exposure. And with that, I'm going to explain how the rest of this went. The next day, I jump on the stream, my opponent doesn't show up, and Beastboy decides to debate me himself. I received praise from both him and his viewers, which was like 20 viewers tops, but I was grateful nonetheless. To show my gratitude, I told him I'd be there to help support his channel. I would retweet his video notifications and would give him feedback whenever he requested it. Fast forward a week, and he asked me to come on his live stream to do live reactions. Yeah, live reactions. That should have been sign number 2, but I was excited nonetheless, just to have something to do, and I thought riffing off each other would be fun. Then I got to the stream and there was barely anybody watching, and sign number 3 came up. He wanted to react to Beyond Scared Straight, or whatever that show with kids in jail is called, and wait for it, he also wanted to react to Catfish. You know, I should have suggested we do something that would actually be entertaining, but I didn't want to overstep my bounds, and there was like nobody in the chat anyway, so if anything, it was just a time wasted while supporting another small creator. After it was all said and done, Beastboy told me he'd be uploading both the debate and the reaction stream to his live stream channel, and we'd do some more work together in the future. That was cool. Throughout the week though, I started noticing a really palpable tension in his Discord server. His mods requirements were more focused on them stroking his ego and doing his every bit of bidding, rather than keeping his server in line. It would get really awkward to the point where it was almost like the female mods were kind of like his girlfriends or something. The shit was odd. I didn't really talk too much in there aside from some pleasantries with some of the more down-to-earth people. Soon, Beastboy asked me to be a mod, and I'd never done that shit, but I figured it'd be okay since he had like 6 other mods for a server with like 20 total members. Again, I was trying to support a fellow small creator, right? My participation started dwindling and the salt started to become obvious with Beastboy. Not to mention he would eventually post his streams, albeit cutting out most of my participation in order to make himself seem funnier, I guess. And then he would delete them like a day after. I got the hints of jealousy early on, and I kinda saw where things were going. At the same time, a couple of my most die-hard supporters, really I would call them friends at this point, were getting in my ear a little bit about how fugazi Beastboy really was. I tried to pay no mind, but then Beastboy started trying to get me to like participate in his beefs with some other people that came for his ass recently on YouTube. More on their stories in a minute, and I just wasn't with that shit. Hey. Especially when he came out of nowhere with some paranoid ass story about someone confronting him in the streets with a camera, which then led to him to want to stop streaming. I don't know, the shit was hella bizarre. He made a big deal out of it in the Discord, and one of his mods, we'll call him Z, because surprise surprise, he's 14 years old, if he even really exists. They said they had some sort of street beef with someone and he got all boys in the hood with it. I get embarrassed for him just thinking about it. It's just also, it's so cringe. I pretty much decided to put this Beastboy situation in my back pocket as rec at this point, and I must admit, I would lightly troll him to test his chin. He said he wanted to stop cursing on his live stream, so I came on and praised him, but then told everyone to suck my dick if they didn't like the praise. yeah, you know I did that. I stuck in a phrase from Zales' video to see if he'd get the reference, and I overall just stopped paying attention to his bullshit needy behavior in his server. The next mistake I made was letting some of my followers know I thought Beastboy was getting jealous and that he deleted the streams featuring me. They decided to essentially go ahead and call him a hack on a few of his videos for being a lazy reaction channel, and Beastboy got mad and kicked me out as a moderator. At least I think that's what happened. Some people said it was because I wasn't there to protect him when he was getting attacked during a live stream or something, but I don't know and I really don't care. This led to him having a meltdown, calling me via Discord where Schmenna and I trolled him, even invited him to my house by giving him my real address. He blocked me, wigged out on all his mods except for Z. He used him as the world's worst spy later and nuked the channel. All in all, it was a little extra insensitive, especially for a guy like that, but little did I know, the fun was just beginning. So this little bit of drama is taking up way too much on this video, but trust me, it's necessary for context. Remember, as cringe as this guy's behavior is, that's not the real issue with his behavior. In fact, I literally thought nothing of the situation and I went on with my life. I wasn't going to waste my time making a video on a guy like this. Especially since I already had to deal with all the told you so's from my followers and Schmenna. Beastboy had another plan though. Since he had blocked me on everything, but was still obsessed with me, he decided to follow me under one of his alts, BuffyFan90. Except he forgot that he admitted to calling me from that exact same username on Discord, and obviously didn't realize it's the same avatar as his BXBeastboy one. On Twitter, it's a picture of Buffy the Vampire Slayer though, and he's posing as some sort of like Buffy superfan, albeit with the year of his actual birth date. The tweets are protected too, and the whole persona just gives me the creeps. I can only imagine what else he uses that alt for. At the same time, he sent 14-year-old Z to message me on Discord, pretending he had been kicked out of the server too, and was feeling me out to join forces on a Beastboy exposed video. The shit was obvious, and even if it wasn't, why would I want to make an exposed video on some internet clown that no one knows about? That would just hurt me in the long run. Now look at me, making a video on that very clown, hurting myself in the long run. So I did what I'd been doing the whole time. I trolled the shit out of him, made him think there was a whole server dedicated to photoshopping pictures of Beastboy and exchanging dirty secrets, as well as promised to link a Google Drive. Like, come on. No one cares that much for any of that shit to exist. But he bought it. I eventually got bored with the whole thing and carried on. Beastboy later used these lies I told to create a whole other conspiracy where some stalker he had, that definitely doesn't exist, started the server and he knew all about it. But yet again, all he did was expose himself as being in charge of the Z username. As the weeks carried on, Beastboy used some more alts to leave negative comments on my YouTube videos, speaking exactly like he does, using his little wannabe musician vocabulary like the word cadence. That's not a term normal people use. But it reminded me I had left Z hanging in the Discord, so I signed back in to see what else he had to say. Lo and behold, he had made a 3-minute Vic exposed video that had something like 80 views at the time, and it was like 3 weeks after he released it. I was tempted to watch it, but I figured it was just a compilation of things I said on the live stream, and he had probably recorded that phone call with Schmenna and me, yelling at him like a bunch of drill sergeants. I wasn't interested in the slightest. I made fun of Z or whoever, cause that could possibly be one of Beastboy's alts still. I'm still not sure, he has so fucking many, but regardless, I carried on with my life again. That is until I was featured on the Chrillcast podcast. Chris and Will, two very good friends of mine, run an excellent growing podcast that focus on various subjects related to the overall game sphere. Probably not a podcast that you would think would want to have Vic Blanco on, but I was ridiculously honored when they invited me on. I really can't big up this podcast enough. These guys really work hard. But what is most important about the podcast is that it doesn't deal in any drama whatsoever. These guys mind their own business and just try to put out good quality shit. So let's just say it was a pretty big surprise when their episode focusing on Vic Blanco was mass flagged and taken down within less than an hour of it being up, until I actually thought about who would be so vindictive and petty. Yeah, The guy with tons of alts that isn't afraid to bot to get what he wants. So now I was pissed. Listen, if you got a problem with me, then do what you gotta do to me. Don't mess with people that got nothing to do with you, especially on some pussy clock shit like that. Now I don't have proof, but I can speculate, being as that he mentioned the podcast in a recent tweet rant he went on. Now while I did mention YouTubers buying subscribers in the podcast, I never once mentioned his name. Beastboy also states, I followed Without a Crystal Ball, another creator he collabed with, then immediately beefed with. But how would he even know that if he blocked me and couldn't see my tweets? Unless he was that Buffy Fan 90 account. So that's why I decided to look into this guy a little bit. I still wasn't gonna make a video, but I was probably gonna f with him a little bit until I dug deep and saw how disgusting this guy really is. I decided to check out that Vic Exposed video just to see what he probably could have said in 3 minutes. And it was way more disappointing than I could have even imagined. I was right that he would use recordings from the live streams I participated in.
You're gonna start getting haters you never even understood.
He's a smart guy. Do-do, do-do-do-do-do.
And creepily recorded Schmennabby when he called us on Discord.
You a
Really good.
But I pretty much knew that would happen. But what I wasn't expecting was that this guy is so unfunny and lowbrow that the only other thing he could do was attempt to, I guess, like gay shame me because of a story I told on his live stream.
Long story short, he sent a car out for me to do this residency for him. Just do it for the night or whatever. It ended up being at a gay bar.
Now this story is actually a bit that I've been doing in my stand-up routine for the past 5 years. So it's not like this is some big exposed thing. It's just a story about how I got tricked into DJing at a gay club in Philly, and by the end of the night had a Beyonce dance-off in the parking lot for money to get back home from Philly.
Let's just say at the end of the night, I was a little hard up for a little extra cash.
Come on, son.
In the actual bit, the dance-off isn't for money, it's actually for drugs, but either way, that's the joke. It's not even that funny, I know, but forgive me for not bringing out the big guns for the BXBeastboy live stream with 20 viewers. If it weren't for that story, trust me, there'd be a lot of dead air on that show. What actually surprised me about Beastboy's little tactic here was by this point he had admitted to watching my last video where at the end I admitted to being sexually assaulted as a child.
I'm not doing this for clicks or money, just a dude trying to use his voice. Just another survivor of sexual abuse, police brutality, oppression, and prejudice that cares about certain shit.
So he thought it would be cool to gay shame me, complete with boomer ass memes and homophobic references. I mean, come on, bro. It's 2020. If you're gonna victim blame and gay shame, that shit better be funny. Not gross and desperate like this. And that brings us to right now. After a few days of research, I discovered several instances of communicating with underage children, a slew of alternate accounts, different careers he's lied about from music production to MMA fighting, and grandiose depictions of fame he has never acquired. What I also found captivating was the fact that this man-child has locked himself into a perpetual cycle of stabbing every content creator he works with in the back, while also taking advantage of his vulnerable supporters by allegedly exploiting them for money and abusing them emotionally for not doing his bidding. On top of all that, even though I hadn't even peeped the word about him publicly, for some reason he thought it was a good idea to go on Twitter out of nowhere and rant about me. Essentially, he made himself out to be some sort of victim and sent his weirdo followers after me to report me because of that bullshit I told the Z account to troll him, even though he had no idea I was trolling him. And how would he even know about it if he hadn't run the Z account or at least control it enough to have access to the screenshots from the Discord? Yeah, this guy's a major piece of shit, allegedly, and you can tell by the multitude of scorned supporters and exposed videos made on him at such an early point in his career. So without further ado, let's get to the detractors.
you were in the Discord server for a lot longer, and I guess you were part of his community longer than Tor was. So I just want to ask you, how did you come across BXBeastboy's channel and the server, and eventually become a mod?
I have my little gaming channel that I do, and out of nowhere, I just thought, one day, hey, I might start a Twitter to like try to promote the channel, which I'm really bad at promotion anyway. And I got a message from BXBeastboy like within a couple of days of creating my Twitter account, of him asking me to check out his channel, basically like one of those little like link within the thing that says like, hey, check out my channel, whatever.
All right, so he reached out to you, so he somehow found you and sent you a DM on Twitter and asked you to check out his channel. Now, was he asking you to check out his music or his commentary stuff?
His commentary stuff.
So at the time, you had just started your Twitter, right?
Yeah, it was probably within the first week or two of me having my Twitter.
Did he ever mention to you like how he came across your Twitter handle, or if he's checked out any of your stuff in the past, or do you think it was just like a random search?
It was just like a random thing. I just got a random message from somebody saying, hey, check this out. I was like, okay.
Like, do you remember around what time this was? Like when this was?
March 27th.
Of this year, 2020?
Yeah.
Did he link you to his channel or link you to a video to check out?
I believe it's a channel link.
Mm-hmm. And then you checked it out, and then what, you just got back to him and just told him like you liked it, or?
Oh yeah, it was when he was covering the Susie Lou stuff.
All right.
And I was already watching the Susie Lou stuff because of Tipster.
And so by then, like, because he eventually linked up with Tipster and had Tipster and Boblax both come on like a live stream. Had you checked that out yet, or were you part of his community before he had Tipster and Boblax on?
Like, I wasn't on The Voice, but I was like in that call.
You witnessed the chat go down?
I was in the Discord.
I'm assuming back then he was just like at a couple thousand. This was before he got to like the 11,000 or 12,000 he's at right now, right?
Yeah, he was still small.
So from there, where did he take it? How did you join his Discord?
I joined his Discord during him exploding at a couple of current mods that turned into former mods after that explosion. He's done privated or deleted that freaking live stream, but he blew up on God, I don't even know what her name was.
Were you there when Zales was there, when he was talking to Zales?
Nah.
So okay, so you became part of it after the Zales incident.
Like right whenever that whole thing kind of happened, because that was one of the things that I thought was funny on his channel was his apology video.
The rant.
So I was like,
Zales.
oh, yeah, I was like, check it out in its apology video, and then he's like, I apologize, and he was like, for nothing. I thought it was funny, and I was like, oh, okay.
The situation you're discussing now, where he blew up on previous mods, that's a whole entire different situation than the Zales one.
Yeah, him blowing up. He blew up on me and Tor, because Tor was a mod at that point in time. Whenever he flipped out.
Oh, okay, so you're
with the other guys.
Okay, so Tor, you were already there when that happened, the situation he's talking about?
I don't believe so. I don't remember.
Oh no, whenever he was attacked on a live stream by freaking Tonka.
Okay, so you're talking about the most recent one, like when I was there.
Yeah.
Can you even try to explain like what happened with this one when he got so mad at like those mods with the Tonka situation?
Well, apparently he was doing a live stream and there was only like one mod there. The other mods were all busy because I mean we all have personal lives, right? I'm a dude with a freaking family, you know, like
right.
We have our personal lives, and he was live streaming like every freaking day, and the live streams literally got to the point to where it was just him like talking about just nonsense, and it got boring. And towards the Tonka situation, I wasn't even listening to the streams. I was just watching chat.
I
would just watch chat and try to like block people or whatever, mute people for just being douches or whatever. He jumped on the Discord and called everybody for a freaking mod meeting or whatever, and was all caps about it. And we get in there and he's freaking complaining about the fact that he was just trolled by, in that voice call, he said it was only about like 5 people that trolled him during a live stream, and he was all alone. And where was everybody at? Like, with my wife kid, he got all, don't you give me that. I was like, well, that's facts. Like,
right.
Just some random dude that you modded completely randomly, I might add. Like, I didn't ask for mod or nothing.
Yeah,
I got modded.
Yeah, by this time, how long had you been a mod?
He modded me after the blow up with the Melissa girl and all that stuff in Discord. I was on that live stream, that last live stream, where he kind of had that blowout with them, and then I joined the Discord, and then they all got kicked out, and the Discord was literally like me and like 1 or 2 other people. The one guy was still in Discord.
Okay, so you were pretty much part of the new class. After like the Zales thing blew up, and I guess Melissa was part of that, now he needed like new mods, and he needed like new people to stroke his ego, so to speak.
Yeah, and it was like, I didn't even say anything about mod or anything. I just woke up one morning and my name was green in the Discord.
So by now, Tor had come in. Tor, you were around the same time, right?
Yeah, I would imagine not long after that, yeah.
Okay, and then you were modded pretty quickly too. Did you ask for mod, or was it like the same type of situation?
Right, what he did, he asked on YouTube, on his communities page, if anybody wanted to be a moderator for him. And me, at the time, having come across him when I was looking into the Micah Stauffer stuff, because as a mother of a child with developmental issues, that was really a problem for me. So, because I'd been watching these videos because of that, I was like, you know what, hell, I'll try. I doubt I'll get it, but I'll try. And then the next thing I know, I'm a moderator on YouTube and on Discord and then on Twitch as well. Which was rather confusing. So, moderator everywhere. I only really asked for the YouTube one.
Right.
And it was, and as somebody who has autism and like chronic health conditions, I couldn't be there all the time, which is apparently an issue.
All right, so for the most part, Tor, so you came in because you found the Micah Stauffer stuff and you related to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'd come across a number of channels at the time, all of which were looking at the situation for different angles, and that's when I stumbled across him.
Right.
I liked his format and aesthetic, and you know the way he was approaching the Micah stuff, because he was more insulting and blunt. And I'll be honest, at that time, like I say, as somebody who is autistic and as a parent of an autistic child, I really felt a need for somebody to be horrible about this. Right? I really needed to hear it.
Right.
And he was giving me that.
Right.
You know? And that was genuinely my motivation, was to help him grow his channel and become a bigger voice on YouTube, to get his sort of, what I thought were valid points across to a wider audience.
Right. Exactly. And which then that brings me to something kind of related, and I guess the first real controversial instance that I noticed when I was there, and that's a mod who really was as dedicated as he wanted them to be, and that was Celeste, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna ask Advint real quick. When you witnessed Celeste first come into the server and you know start moderating the chats, what's the best way you could describe her?
Aggressive towards any female.
Right.
No lie, that was my experience, but
all right.
Somebody said cute in the live chat or something like that, they got that comment blocked.
Right, and obviously it came from Celeste, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Tor, so what were your initial feelings about Celeste and how she moderated and how she acted in the chat?
to a certain extent, I could kind of understand it, right? Because when I knew she had feelings for him, that become quite obvious to me, especially when we started talking in DMs. I never found her negative towards me, but then again, I was always very professional in the way that I dealt with things, or at least I tried to be. When it became obvious to me that she was interested in him, I, rather stupidly, suggested she let him know. And then everything just sort of went really doolally. Everything went tonto, and So I could kind of understand it, but at the same time, I did think she was a little bit over the top.
All right, which is understandable. So Advent, do you think there might have been a reason for Celeste to feel that way? Do you think there were any instances where Beastboy led her on, or do you think it was maybe her just filling in gaps that she thought she saw but weren't there?
I don't know. He did like to serenade the females in chat and stuff like that, and play them songs and be like, "This song's dedicated to you," and then play like love songs and shit like that, you know?
Right.
So I can.
Oh yeah, personal experience of that.
Somebody could be misled, you know.
Real quick, just so, can you guys explain how this would even come to be? How would there be a situation where you, Advent, you, Tor, and possibly Celeste, and maybe anybody else, how were you guys all in one forum for this to even be going on, where you would experience being serenaded or songs being dedicated?
Just voice chats.
Yeah, he would just pop in random voice chats. Just, hey guys, I'm going to jump in the voice chat for a little bit and just chill.
All right, and then I know, Tor, you said you have personal experience with that. You want to just break that down real quick? So, like, maybe we have a personal example?
As far as I can remember from memory, although perhaps I can be corrected here, he played Not Mine for Celeste. That one is a very sexual one, okay?
And mine is the name of the song. One of his songs?
Not Mine. It's called Not Mine.
Oh, Not Mine. And it's one of his songs.
Yeah.
So he would play all.
Yeah, it's one of his songs.
He would play all, like, his music for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was sort of tuning in and out at that point because I had other things going on here at home. But when it was after Celeste had left the call, because I think she was going to her bed or dealing with stuff at home, he then turned his attentions in my direction and played a song called So Fine. Now I remember this as though it was yesterday, because the song literally begins, "So if you ever need love, well, I'm always there, nothing more important than the love we share." And I, in that moment, turned beetroot bloody red. I almost pretzeled myself with cringe, because, like, further on through the songs, there's lyrics like, making love in the hallway, and you can tell your friends they don't need to hate. I'm the kind of guy to take you on a date. If you're going home late. And I was thinking about making you my bae, and I'm like, really? A cheesy love song with a sexual element, and this is what you're throwing at me right now? That, I was in no way, shape or form interested. I mean, don't get me wrong, at the beginning, when I'd first stumbled across his page on YouTube, I kind of thought he was cute. I got a thing about big bearded guys. I have a thing about lots of different types of people. I don't have a type, but I did kind of think he was cute. So, like, I could understand why somebody like Advent might think that when I went beetroot, that was because I was somehow, I don't know, flattered and flustered, but I was actually mortified. I was so embarrassed. It genuinely made me feel really icky, actually, at times as well, because it's a really lovey-dovey song, and I'm like, I barely even know you, and frankly, I'm just a moderator on your different pages. You know, I'm just here for the crack, mate. I'm not here to be cracked onto, you know?
Yeah, right. And wait, Advent, you were there? You would hear this type of shit go down?
Yeah, all the time, dude.
Really? And all right, so
I was actually in that call.
Yeah, I was in that call Tor's talking about.
How would that make you feel? Like, you're in like a mod chat thing. So now you're thinking, okay, moderators getting together to chat. Maybe we're gonna talk about the next video, or just bullshit. Maybe get to know each other. But how would you feel as like a male who's just there just because you have some time to kill and you want to listen to somebody you like their content talk? How would you feel put in a position when you're a male moderator and now he's dedicating weird love songs to his female moderators?
Oh man, it was weird. I was just playing a game on my phone, listening to the beats.
Right.
I didn't pay attention to the lyrics of the song.
Right.
But she's saying the lyrics. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a lot.
And wait, hold on.
Yeah.
So if he's talking to his female moderators like this, how would he, like, what would he be saying to his male moderators? Like, what would be his way of connecting with his male moderators? Like, what would be the purpose of even being there if he's sitting there pretty much kicking games with his female moderators? What would he do with the male moderators?
He would want to send us to dig dirt on people and stuff like that.
Oh, really? So he pretty much was trying to employ. So not only was he employing you as like a moderator, he was like employing you as like a researcher.
Something like that, yeah.
So that's weird. So the girls, the girls are getting serenaded and gaslit for the most part.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like, say you're somebody who's lonely, like you know, find him maybe attractive at first.
Yeah.
So that's weird. So like I mean, that's almost cultish to me. I mean, I told you guys I didn't want to lead you on, but I didn't know it was like that.
The whole attitude that he had in the Discord server was cult-like. Seriously, it seemed almost as if any dissent against him was met with aggression. And then of course he comes out with this Garfield character, right? Which is almost like an embodiment of his, like, all of the bad stuff about him, because it's fun to poke fun at people with dissociative and personality disorders, isn't it?
Oh wait, so when he would claim this alter ego, because obviously Beastboy is something from Teen Titans or whatever, and I think Garfield Logan is that character's like real name.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'll look more into that. But so he wasn't just like using that like as like kind of like a moniker to describe his little online persona. Was he like really like saying he had, or like trying to insinuate he had like this other deep dark alter ego, Bruce Banner? David Banner?
He literally spoke as if it was another person. Like, he would, when he was talking about himself, he would say BXBeastboy, not me. And this is when he was speaking in the Garfield account on Discord. Like, two separate accounts for the same person playing two different characters in one Discord server.
Oh, wait, hold on. You witnessed this too, Advent?
Oh yeah, and he actually does claim. He doesn't flat out say I have this, but in his newest live stream, he shows a clip of like it. I guess it's like Garfield coming out or whatever, and he literally says like, "What's the wording? Like, I used to get picked on, but then I started getting headaches, and I quit getting picked on by then." But it's kind of like insinuating that he would go into this character and not have memory of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Which I found incredibly insulting, and I don't even have anything like dissociative identity disorder.
Right, of course. So obviously, if he's trying to like turn himself into a comic book character and make it like it's like, you know, some sort of like superpower rather than an actual mental health disorder that he has to deal with, that can be not only misleading for people who might be suffering from this or trying to learn about this, but it could be really like insulting towards people who want to be taken seriously.
Yep, and he might as well have taken the storyline directly from Split. Because the way he acts is almost exactly like the Beast in Split acts.
Oh.
I never watched it.
Right,
no, I've seen it. So now I get what she's talking about. Yeah, all right.
That was the day I got kicked, more specifically.
Okay.
That was something I noticed that day, because it was the Garfield character that he sent happy hunting after one of your subscribers.
One of my subscribers? Oh, yes. Really? I didn't even know about that. Okay.
Yeah, because apparently he was a friend of yours.
Yeah,
right.
Because we all are friends with all of our subscribers, quite clearly.
Well, to be honest with you, and I must admit, like, that subscriber, like, I actually do consider my subscribers friends because I only have like 100 of them. So I can talk to pretty much all of them that want to talk to me. I don't even remember what they said. They said something like you're corny or something. Like nothing even like bad.
I can't even remember.
Dude, if somebody just as much as disagreed with his opinion.
God forbid. God forbid you should disagree with his opinion.
I said something about me not liking Bruno Mars, and he went on a rant about music of like, it doesn't matter what you like, whatever, you have to respect. It's like, yeah, but you're a gangster who likes K-pop.
Right.
So tell me how it works.
All right, so that kind of brings us kind of right back around full circle. Tor, what happened with you? Why exactly did you get kicked? Was it because of him getting trolled and you not being there? Or was it something else?
It seemed to be a combination of things. First of all, the fact that he had gotten trolled and I hadn't been there. I'd been offline pretty much constantly. You know this. You were among like one of the only people that I spoke to.
Right.
I was offline a lot that week. In fact, for over a week, because I had my stomach was acting up really bad. There was stress at home. I had a couple of meltdowns. There was just a lot going on. I needed a break. But I happened to come back exactly at the wrong time. Because the very day that I felt like I was able to actually come back and start speaking again was the day that Garfield sent the moderators on a hunt for one of your subscribers.
Okay.
And specifically said, and apparently this is a friend of Vic's, to which I responded, hours and hours later, by the way. I said, look, I'm sorry I've not been around much lately. I had a bad meltdown the other day. I'm in recovery at the minute, but I failed to see how he's one of Vic's friends just because he subscribed to Vic's channel, because for me, that seemed like a bit of a reach. His response to that was, don't you think it's funny Tor came back to defend Vic? Like, am I the only one that thinks it's strange that with all the stuff that happened to me, Tor came back to defend Vic? Not when Beast got trolled like crazy, not when people kept crashing BXBeastboy's stream. This is all written as Garfield, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And then, but God forbid I let it be known that a fan of his started trolling BX the same day Vic was taking out a mod. Now, as far as I was aware, as far as I am aware, I had no idea you had been removed as a mod by this point.
Uh-huh.
Like, I know me and you are close and we talk a lot, right? But at that, I had no idea. I hadn't been online.
Yeah.
Other than to, like, throw the occasional message in your direction or the direction of, like, my mum. You know, I wasn't online a lot.
Yeah.
So for him to then, like, not only make that stretch when it came to your subscriber, but to then, like, to then accuse me of only coming back online to stick up for you, I found not only insulting to my loyalty, I will admit I got a bit pissy. I said to him, I've had the week from hell, I'm all over the shop, had the meltdown day before yesterday, I am not in great shape now, so I'm sorry for not rushing to your defence when you were being attacked, but I wasn't here and it seemed you have plenty backup as it is. He says, you don't remember? He was super upset, he had no support whatsoever, still is Garfield, and I'm like, like, break the character for just a minute and actually be real for once, please.
Yeah. Because
by this point, I had already started to, I mean, with all the stuff that had happened with Celeste and at least one other moderator while I'd been there who had said that she didn't feel like she was, like, going by her schedule, she wasn't going to be able to make other, like, all of his lives. So she felt like maybe it would be a good idea if he replaced her, right? Mm-hmm. And his response to that was to say, all in caps, if being replaced as a mod is even an option for you, clearly you don't want it. Which I thought was highly unprofessional, but by this point, with all the stuff that had been happening with Celeste, that was already the impression I was starting to get of him. It was like a highly unprofessional individual who, if he doesn't get his own way, throws a bitch fit.
And Advint, like, and you know, you've expressed to me the times we've spoken about this type of stuff, the whole reason you kind of like don't, you know, really respect him at all is because of how you felt he treated Tor.
Yeah.
So you watched this all go down. What in particular about like their whole exchange, like what rubbed you the wrong way?
He was just being a freaking douche just because, like, she was literally gone out of the server for days. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, yeah, it was bad timing when she came back in. Mm-hmm. But he just jumps to worst case scenario conclusions on everything.
Right. And almost like a paranoid thing. Just paranoid.
Yeah.
All right. And with that being said, and I want to ask you this, and completely honestly, you know, like, I want you to be, both you guys, to be completely honest. Throughout the time that I was in the server and we were all there together, did you ever witness any type of like salt or underlying animosity coming from my end towards Beastboy?
No.
Mm-mm.
Right.
I mean, like, we had this, when I brought up issues that I had with him in chat to you in DMs, not gonna lie.
Yeah, of course.
Because I needed somebody to talk to, and you were the one in the server that I was closest to other than Celeste, and I wasn't going to take it to Celeste because by that point, number one, she had been kicked, and number two, the main issue was what he had done to her. Right. I mean, he allowed, in fact, I would call it encouraged his other moderators to drag this woman for about a week, over a week. And then he mentioned her, he alluded to her in his videos and his live streams, and like, that is, there is no need for anybody that supported him in such a vehement manner to have been dragged like that. I mean, he actually said himself that she might be crazy. He used the words, she might be crazy.
To call somebody crazy is kind of messed up because you don't know what somebody's going through in their life. And especially if you're feeding off of the things that compliment you and then degrading the things that you don't like, that's really, really messed up to do to somebody that you're just in a casual Discord server with. It shouldn't be that serious.
It got even worse when like he was dragging in brand new mods who had never even heard of Celeste.
Right.
And he did the same when it came to you as well, by the way. I just want to point out, it was pulling in mods who had no idea who you were. And they were calling you things like traitor, outsider, and I was like, what?
But where I really saw it get really weird was like one night he just went crazy in the Discord. It was like, I was walking down the street and somebody jumped out of a car or something with a camera pointed at my face, and I'm gonna stop streaming this, it's all over, da da. Do you guys remember that?
I remember that.
I do not remember that.
You don't remember that, Tor? Okay. So
no,
I'll just...
that could have been one of the days I was off.
Probably, yeah. So I'll just direct my questions at Advint. So I was like really confused. You know, at first I was like, this sounds like bullshit, but maybe it's not. Let me just ask him real quick. What is this all about? And he was just like answering in really roundabout ways. But Z, that, 14-year-old moderator who had been there for so long, he was like, oh yeah, we got beef with this dude in the Bronx and yada yada yada. I found that so weird and like corny that like, all right, if Z really exists and he's a 14-year-old boy and Beastboy is leading him on to think he's part of like this like kind of gang like thing where like we got beef with people, real beef. It was so weird to me. And I think that's the point where I was like, all right, this guy might be a little bit unbalanced at this point. He might be living in this like fake internet world where he's starting to believe his own lies.
Well, my first thought was for somebody who talks about a tough guy, somebody running at you with a phone, you sure did freak out so much.
Right.
Like, that was literally my first thought.
Yeah.
Like, somebody captured you with a camera and you're freaking out.
Literally, what were any of us going to be able to do from like various different other points in the planet?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, if that Z kid really does exist, it's kind of scary, being that he's a teenage kid and he looks up to somebody and he can be easily influenced to be a negative person based on his admiration of somebody.
If he really is a real person, that kid, then not only that, it's kind of creepy given some of the stuff that was actually spoken about in that Discord server and in some of BX's videos.
Right.
That he has 14-year-old followers who are OG moderators, like.
Right. And then, after you broke off, or even during your time there at the server, did you ever like experience anything? Because I've at this point I've discovered that he has multiple alternate accounts. Have you ever witnessed anything that kind of came off fishy? Like maybe this is like an alt of Beastboy's?
I would get messaged randomly from some people that would join the server, and they would like, chit chat for a little bit and then it would just die off. I never really actually continued to talk to any of them. One of them was a freaking kid and he sent me his like an aerial view of his house and his picture and he was like, oh, I ain't talked to that kid since. I'm like, nope, I am not, no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
He sent me like an aerial view, not of his house, but like
of his general neighborhood.
Yeah, extremely small town with a picture of himself. It was one of those ones. It was like it does kind of seem. It was really weird, and I didn't say anything else, and have not even No.
Right.
No.
And when you say it was a kid, like when you say it's a kid, you mean just like a kid, like a little kid, or like just random kid, like dude?
Within the range of 13 to 16.
Okay.
I can't remember.
So like kid.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah, a kid. All right. A young kid. All right. Any other things that came up very suspect or out of pocket that kind of made you think, I gotta get away from this community?
I left because of him sending people to harass Tor.
Right.
Just like the whole thing of him trying to send people to harass people.
How about you, Tor? Anything that came off just too much?
It started with the whole Celeste thing and the thing with the other moderator, and then it really blew up when he went after you.
Right.
Because I'd had enough of him going after people for no fucking reason, and then he kicked me from the server. And when I asked him why, he said that he didn't do it, I did. And when I tried to respond, would you like to tell me how I managed that one? I found out I had been blocked. So without even an opportunity to explain my side of things, I was essentially excommunicated from BXBeastboy's church of bullshit, and was sort of kicked to the curb, and I was now meant to be some sort of target.
Right.
So it was like...
These mods that he was trying to send after her were literally in the server for like a day or so. He just said, fuck her, and they started going off.
Essentially got to what seemed to be like, love me and only me or suffer the consequences.
Right. Of course. Why? It's not that serious, you know? It's not that serious at the end of the day. You know?
He did get shitty with me once because I fanboyed out because Tipster was in the server. He sent me a message and was like, you can't be doing stuff like that. My moderators represent me, and Tipster's just a regular guy. And like, yeah, but
yeah,
I've been watching Tipster for a while.
Exactly.
A regular guy, which makes him a
I did it as a joke.
Sure, of course, yeah. Anything else you guys want to say?
Bigger men than him have tried to and failed to break me in the past. If I was scared of what I was doing about this, I wouldn't be doing it right now. So, I'm not scared of him. It needs to be said that people who punch down need to be stopped. Sure. By all means, get your money, push for bigger and better things, but do not punch down and hurt people who are vulnerable or who are smaller content creators than you are. It shows how weak you really are, and it made it all the more hypocritical when I saw BX a few weeks later extolling the virtues of community and being nice to people on a collaboration video with one of my favourite YouTubers.
Right.
When he treats people who show loyalty to more people than just him like shit.
Advint, anything else you want to say?
Yeah, it was along that same sentiment. I'm tired of seeing the hypocritical nice guy act when in reality he's shady.
Yeah.
Like that guy, I Bully Bullies on Twitter, said something about being blocked by Beastboy, and he got blocked because he did a video apologizing to somebody about something, whatever. I don't even know that part. But he's like, well, why did VX block me? And I replied, don't worry about it, dude. He's shady. You're better off. And he's like, oh, it seems like a pretty nice guy to me. Yeah, but you're also one of the ones that he kicked out of the Discord server because, and I quote, he's trying to ride my coattails.
Can somebody ride your coattails if you're likely buying all your subscribers?
I don't know.
Is that really a quote? I mean, surely if your views and viewing hours are not matching your subscriber numbers, then perhaps there are no coattails to be ridden on.
Yeah.
And you should maybe check your ego at the door.
Like, I mean, he kicked people out because he had a section in his Discord server for promoting your videos. And then he would kick people out because they would promote the videos, but they wasn't active in chat. He hasn't said anything in 3 days, and he's gonna freaking post a video kicking. It's like, dude, I post in the Tipster self-promo page. I don't go in that Discord server that often, but I post on that little thing, I drag somebody into one of my random ass live streams.
Yeah, there you go. And you don't hear Tipster complaining about it.
No.
Exactly. All right, with that being said, I definitely want to thank you guys. Tor, you're a lovely woman. The best thing that came out of the Discord server was that I made 2 new friends. I still kept in contact with you guys aside from this bullshit that happened. Like, I think you guys are great people. Tor's a very lovely woman with she's got kids. She's made it through some very difficult obstacles in her life, and I admire her. Same thing to Advint. Advint is constantly growing, has ambition that, you know, is very admirable as well. He's got a family as well and a kid he's got to raise.
Great fun live streams as well. Great fun live streams as well. Just wanted to point that out, Advint. Your live streams are awesome.
And so again, I want to thank you guys. And I'm going to link all your shit in the description of this. Stop recording, take it off the record, and then I'm going to stay on the line just to say thank you again.
Fan gang in the building. It's that bum ass BXBeastboy with another trash video for y'all.
As I mentioned earlier, a channel by the name of Zales and Destroy released 2 videos on BXBeastboy just a few months before I actually came across him myself. And when it comes to the detractors, I would say this situation was the most like mine. Now, I totally recommend you check out his videos. He seems more down to earth than Beastboy. He's also a rap himself, and from the small excerpts I heard from his videos, the sound is more appealing than what comes from Beastboy. Now, I don't know the guy at all, but the videos are definitely worth checking out as they are both concise and funny while describing his experience with Beastboy. Each video is about 20 minutes long, so for the sake of brevity, I'll go over some of the main points here as well as provide some excerpts. About midway through December, BXBeastboy reached out to Zales requesting he give him some feedback on his music. Zales, also being a rapper from the Bronx, recognized the BX in Beastboy's name and agreed to check it out. Somewhere along the lines, Zales started supporting Beastboy's live streams by pretty much just viewing them and participating in the chat. Soon Beastboy started getting too comfortable with Zales and started to send various cheap shots at him both on and off stream, obviously thinking he's the comedian he makes himself out to be. These jokes range from saying something about possibly being able to steal Zales' wife from him, which I agree is beyond disrespectful, so kudos to Zales for being as composed as he is while telling this story, to saying something about his taste as a fellow rapper and joking about a bottle of Jergens in an Instagram photo, essentially calling Zales a jerk-off.
I recently got a guitar. I've been learning how to play. I put a little medley on my IG. It is what it is. It's quarantine. I got a bottle of lotion on my dresser. He comes onto my IG and comments, "Yo, hide the Jergens, bro," implying that I'm a jerk-off. All men are jerk-offs. After the IG comment, you went and repeated the same joke on your live stream. Like a cornball.
From there, Zales let him know none of it was cool, and he pretty much wasn't the one to joke with like that. Beastboy then video calls him but keeps his face out of the camera, and once they hang up, proceeds to make an exposed video on Zales.
I gave you the chance to deal with this privately. You made a video 7 minutes after the phone call when everything was cool. Nobody cursed each other out.
At this point, there's trouble in the Discord server with BXBeastboy accusing the mods of not being loyal enough or whatever, and 2 disgruntled mods end up teaming up with Zales to provide him with information about Beastboy allegedly exploiting donations from them, as well as requiring they pay for merchandise to be given away as a prize to another viewer.
While I was editing this video, I was waiting for permission from Beastboy's former moderators so I could share the messages that he sent them, barking on them and giving orders. He calls these people fake supporters. I learned today that they spent money on him and even bought merch for other fans to support him. He makes videos about entitled YouTubers. He sounds like one himself.
Even after all that support, Beastboy still emotionally goes at these mods and kicks them out the server. Somewhere between Zales' first video and his second one, Beastboy threatens to beat Zales up at a McDonald's.
I go back to the street. All these motherfuckers that be talking shit on YouTube, I got your names, brothers. Especially that one guy that's in the Bronx. Ooh, I'm popping up at you while you at McDonald's with your bald ass. I'm popping up.
I'm outside picking up essentials for the fam. Keep saying that they're gonna catch me at McDonald's. Is this then? Eat a dick, nigga.
Zales also discusses BXBeastboy exploiting a 12-year-old YouTuber that makes animations, and also briefly reveals the reaction video by the same 13-year-old I discussed earlier. Another YouTuber and previous supporter of BXBeastboy by the name of Austin makes a cameo in Zales' second video and explains how he got into a beef with BXBeastboy over what I believe is somebody in their chat spamming Harambe or monkey emojis.
So around the New Year, some faggot named BXBeastboy hit me up in the DMs, you know? He was just saying some shit like, "Hey, R small and weak, my name is Beastboy and I'm a rapper. Can I get your opinion?" At the time, I thought this dipshit was pretty cool because he advertised to be a real person. This guy just ended up streaming one day, and me and my homies were all vibing out in the Discord call and talking about this whack-ass rapper, Beastboy, telling some story about fucking this girl, the same thing we've heard over 100 times, to add to the drama, and one of my fans sent some Harambe emojis in chat. Instead of muting the dude and getting his mods to do it, dude ends his stream right there. Granted, my fan was like fucking, I don't know, some ass kid, but still to the extent of, why didn't this guy just block him out on the chat? Beastboy got so triggered by some emojis and ended up texting me on Discord saying he is done with streaming. He just didn't want to stream anymore. So I ended up telling him that I was going to stream on Instagram, and he just shut down, alright? That was the matchstick to his fuse, because dude lost his shit and blamed me for ruining his stream. You see, Wang Gang, that's what we call blame shifting, with a hint of I'm a troubled retard with depression and want to seek attention. What's a better way to seek it? Make a post on all of your socials that you're done streaming, just to stream a few days later, alright?
Yeah, that was enough to set this sensitive beast off. Monkey emojis. You would think he didn't know what the internet was, but from his multitude of attempts at getting famous online, you know he knows exactly what the internet is. Also, Austin is autistic and was 19 when all of this went down. I would say Beastboy attempts to exploit anybody he deems vulnerable. Austin also made his own video discussing the situation, and I suggest you check it out too. All of these videos will be linked in the description, and it'd be cool if you could support some small creators on the platform. So the last video I'm going to bring up is by YouTuber Gort. Apparently, BXBeastboy just sent a bunch of unsubstantiated claims and insults his way, calling him fake and pretty much just attacking him like a straight sucker. To be honest, this video involves other creators and situations that I really don't think I can do any justice by giving it a synopsis, so I suggest you actually check it out to get the full context and just kind of follow this story. Gort even offers Beastboy a chance to apologize and let bygones be bygones, but obviously Beastboy prefers to double down. Gort's video will also be linked down below, and I implore you guys check it out for even more insight into the delusions of grandeur Beastboy lives by. Gort has received excellent feedback, and I really wish this video got more views. In all honesty, BXBeastboy's background is a rabbit hole that goes on for way too long for a content creator that has barely received any recognition in the past 5 to 6 years. The list of criticism and exposed videos go on, but to continue to focus on that would take just too long for this video. It just seems he doesn't know how to get along with anyone else that isn't just stroking his massive ego. Where he gets off thinking this way, I have no idea. The writing is on the wall, literally. His Facebook wall is void of likes and comments. Still, he refuses to accept his mediocrity or humble himself. He prefers to reinvent himself with a new username and bullshit backstory, eventually resorting to gaslighting children and vulnerable women, and therein lies the reason I made this video. It's a shame that none of the previous videos made on Beastboy's bull have received many views, and I'd be lying if I didn't admit that I fear the same for this video. What it comes down to is that on the surface, BXBeastboy is just a delusional fame chaser telling tall tales to a fanfare of a couple hundred people if that. For that reason alone, he really isn't worth the time for a content creator to release a video on him, nor for a viewer to spend the time watching it. But when you dig just a little deeper, his true deviance is revealed, and the reality of the situation truly turns morbid. In my opinion, Beastboy is a man that has been broken down by countless failures, and with those failures, his morality has been chipped away to the point that simply deceiving the community is not enough. It appears to me that he has now actively searched for a community of vulnerable and impressionable individuals, whether they are autistic, underage, or just lonely, and has exploited those vulnerabilities in order to fill his own voids and profit. These actions are the most despicable of a content creator with a platform, and it hurts the entire community as a whole. It takes away from the victims that trust him, that provide him their support both emotionally and financially, expecting for a decent human being to be on the other end of that screen. It takes away from the honest and dedicated creators that do this because it's their passion and work painstakingly to engage an audience that may be in need of their content. His dastardly tactics of farming and buying his following are only foreshadowed by his predatory means of engaging his audience, and according to certain allegations, it borders on criminal behavior. In fact, as I was doing research for this video and reaching out to people, Beastboy caught wind of it and immediately went to Twitter to attempt to save face and urge his followers to report and harass me. And more power to him, because all he did by doing that was expose himself as the coward and manipulator he is. My supporters that have been watching my videos since I started YouTube know that I don't do this shit for the views. I'm not chasing fame, nor do I really want it. I produce these videos in my spare time because each and every video has a message I believe in. I would have never made this video if it hadn't been for the alleged information I discovered regarding minors and gaslighting vulnerable women. In my opinion, there are victims here. Victims with little voice. Victims just like I was at the age of 11 when I was taken advantage of by a grown man and felt that I would never come back from it. This could be a dangerous step for my channel, because I'm sure Beastboy will stop at nothing to have not only this video removed, but my entire channel eradicated as well. He is proven to be a liar, and he will lie and try to discredit me, but that shit doesn't matter. I've been lied on before. I've served years of my life in prison behind lies, and I did it with my head held high because I had my integrity at the end of the day. I have nothing to hide. I've given Beastboy my address, and it's not that hard to Google me and find my entire life story. I'm an ex-con at the end of the day. I'm not afraid because I know, no matter what is quote-unquote exposed about me, there will never be an instance of taking advantage of a child or abusing a woman. My entire rap sheet is drugs and guns, and I put that on my daughter's grave. And still, I'm willing to put myself out there behind this. I'm willing to sabotage my channel and my reputation online because if even only one kid can be saved from Beastboy sliding in the DMs, or one woman can be convinced to break free from his gaslighting, then I'm all about that shit. Hey. I mean, how will his female fans feel when they realize he could potentially be having private phone conversations with their children behind their back? Or how would they feel if they saw how Beastboy really speaks about women and feminism, the way he disrespected Schmenna just because she jumped on the phone during our argument, the way he views female streamers and objectifies women in general? This is his audience, and he sees them only as a means to an end. And I know there are plenty of diehards that will keep drinking his Kool-Aid because, hey, he's giving them attention. He's making them mods. He's appreciating the heck out of their donations. Until those donations start coming in, that is. And this past week, I have dug up so much information on this guy, there's no way I could fit it all in one video. I decided I wanted to get the worst of it out of the way just to try to get the ball rolling on exposing his nonsense. In the end, it was him targeting my friends the Chrillcast for no reason, then attacking me without provocation, that motivated me to look into him. And I'm glad he was that petty, or else no one would have ever seen this video. But if you guys want me to continue this expose, please let me know in the comments, or follow me on Twitter at VicBlancoProds, and let me know there. While I have discovered all of his personal details, I would never dox him because that's not me. But if you want to see a more lighthearted video roasting him for his past failed attempts at comedy, music, and MMA, let me know. If you want to know about his cringe-filled interactions with Bo Blacks and Tipster, I'll put that out there as well. And if you want me to disprove every single statement he made about me, one by one with receipts, I got you. In fact, since he'll probably flag everything I do, if you want me to do a live stream with as many as the people he's wronged in the past, please hit me up on any of my socials. I promise that if I were to do a live stream, all donations would go to a cause for either children with autism or children that have survived abuse. I'll put more info in the description. Also, while I suggest you check out all the content creators featured in this video, I'm asking that you do not try to find any of the underage kids' pages nor any of the other victims' socials. I request the same for BXBeastboy. Don't go trying to look for his real name or send any hate his way, because that's taking 2 steps back in the end. I'll make sure to link all the censored media in order to protect the victims while still exposing Beastboy for what he is. If any other content creators you follow have collabed or interact with him, please don't associate them with his behavior. Beastboy is fake as shit, and a lot of people don't see it. I know this video was way heavier than anything I've ever done, and I promise, from here on out, we're getting back to some more Vic type content while we still evolve to be the best we can be. And to BXBeastboy, get off the internet. Get some fucking help. Stop taking advantage of your few followers, and most importantly, stay the fuck away from kids.
This is strictly for my day one. Ho, ho, exactly where I came from. Yo, yo, see me from the struggle and my brokers, and you love me with a passion of the just couldn't take from. True, and all we ever need is loyalty, I tell them. I'm about to get up on my bullets. We was splitting packs of Newport hundreds. I ain't even smoking everything you wanted. Fuck it, I ain't even know, cause you was loyal back in the day. My homies back in the way. My bitch ain't for no fuck, it's my bitch.